On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee. Now, I don't know if that little intro means anything to you, but as we intro this week on this Monday, we're entering a brand new series as well, simply called God of Miracles. Isn't this a good time to go back and remind ourselves of who our God is and what he can do in and through his people? I don't know about you, but it seems like almost everything I watch and everything I'm a part of right now, I go, God, this is a good time for miracles. So we're going to do a little series, and where a better place to start? There's no better place to start than right there on the third day in Cana of Galilee, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Jesus' very first miracle, and how he does it, where he does it, I think is hugely important to us today. So here we go. We're in John chapter 2. On the third day, a wedding took place in Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples also had been invited to the wedding. Now, when the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine." "Dear woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied, "My time has not yet come." But his mother said to his servants, "Just do whatever he tells you to." Now nearby stood 6 stone water pots, the kind used by Jewish ceremonial washing, and each holding about 20 to 30 gallons each. And Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. He then said, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." And they did so. And the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. And he called the bridegroom aside and said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine, after the guests have had too much to drink. But you saved the best until now." Now this was the first of his miraculous signs that Jesus performed in Cana of Galilee. He thus revealed his glory, and his disciples put their faith in him. Okay, 2 minutes to read the story and to set it up. There's so many directions we can go with this, so many questions I even have on this, but let me just boil down our last minute and a half to 2 minutes in this. We need this to happen in our lives, in our weddings, if you will, today. Now, usually we try to have daily doses that talk generically to all of us. This is specifically going to be, though, for those of you that are married or those of you that one day think you're going to get married, because I love that Jesus' first miracle is done at a wedding. It's almost as if the God that made male and female, the God from page 1 and 2 that said, "For this reason, man will leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, the two will become one flesh." The God behind marriage now puts his stamp on it by this is the very first place a miracle happens. And what does it happen with? Average water pots, the ordinary, that are now made extraordinary. So extraordinary that the master of ceremonies, his job is to taste wine and throw wedding events for a living. He comes over, pulls the groom over and says, "You're different than most." Usually everyone puts the expensive brand out, and then after a few days, because weddings are going to happen for about a week, when everyone's had enough to drink, the less expensive brands come out. But you've saved the best for the very last with average stone water pots. As humans, we are about 70% water. Depending on age and male and female, 60 to 70% water. You know what you are today? You're an average water pot. And I don't take offense to that, but you are. We're basically vessels of water. We can be rather, ordinary. But when Jesus is invited to work, he takes the ordinary in a wedding and he makes it extraordinary. Don't you love that? Why? Because of words of a mom that look to the servants and simply says, "Do whatever he tells you to do." North Coast Daily Dosers abroad, can I just encourage you, whatever crisis you're in the midst of right now, however you just feel like, dude, my ordinary needs to become extraordinary. Man, I'm in a place right now where I need to receive something extraordinary. We are average water pots, but when we simply go by the advice of Jesus' mom, do whatever he tells you to do, he can take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. I would say in all of our marriages today, We need to be people more than ever, because this life, this season of schooling at home, this unrest that we have has taken a toll on our marriages. We need the people more than ever that are doing what Jesus tells us to do. So people could pull us aside and say, hey, you're different from most. It seems like you're saving the best for the very last. Whether you're single, whether you're married, no matter where you are in life, may we be people that simply wake up daily and say, God, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. So you can do your work with this average water pot and take my ordinary and make it extraordinary. That was his first miracle then. Maybe that's what his first miracle for us needs to be today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.